Hey, sir, how you doing? Good.
Is it changed on the,
I'm babysitting my daughter's dog from last Thursday until Wednesday. And I've never had a dog in the house, so I'm staying at their house.
we'll call to order the Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, October the 21st, 2024. So I'll call this meeting to order, and our invocation will be done by Pastor Andrew Dickerson, Associate Pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Douglasville. After that, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the City Council member Howard Estes. Please stand for the invocation.
As you are able, please join me in prayer. Gracious God, we thank you for the gift of this day. We thank you for the season of fall with the cooler temperatures and the beautiful colors. We thank you for the faithful changing of the seasons, a reminder of your goodness and faithfulness to us. We thank you also for this meeting today, for health and strength and the ability to engage in meaningful work on behalf of the city of Douglasville. We thank you for every person that makes up our community. We pray for our council meeting this evening, for Mayor Robinson and the councillors who work with her. We remember the various departments that serve our community and their staff members who labor diligently on our behalf. Help them, guide them, and strengthen them for the work that they do. We thank you for all the individuals and groups, businesses, charities, and faith-based organizations that make up our city. Help us recognize and value the role we all play in making Douglasville a great place to live and learn and work. We ask these things in your holy name. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Estes, for leading us in the pledge, and thank you, Pastor Dickerson. We appreciate the invocation. That was beautiful. Appreciate you. My name's Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the city of Douglasville. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council regular voting meeting for tonight. This is a council meeting for the agenda items, or official action will be taken on the agenda items that were discussed last Thursday at our legislative work session. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda item comments from citizens and delegates section for you to discuss your business. I'll go over the few issues and how the meeting will run this evening, and then we'll get into the body of the meeting according to the agenda. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. If you deviate from this requirement, you'll receive a warning from the chair. After that, we'll ask that you will be removed from the council chambers this evening. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not applaud, react to speakers, hold conversations, or talk to the audience, or be disruptive when you're at the podium. We ask that you just please address all of your concerns, comments, questions, all of that to the committee chairperson. We're only required to accept public comments during the required public hearings. And if you have a cell phone or electronic device, I ask that you would please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so they will not be disruptive. Now, the agenda items will be handled in the following manner. The committee chairperson will read their agenda item. That person representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. Myself, council members will possibly ask more questions to seek additional information that we may not have received on our meeting work session last Thursday. After that, committee chairperson will ask for a maximum, if it's a public hearing, of 20 minutes for those who speak in favor, 20 minutes for those who speak in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes. If you're coming to the podium to speak to us, please fill out a speaker card. They're the blue forms outside. Fill those cards out, hand it to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, to my right, and she will give us that information and put it into the official record. This is not a question and answer format or debate. We're here to hear the information and make our decisions. If you have printed material, please give that to Ms. Vicki as well. Ms. Acker to my right with this beautiful striped jacket on, and she will make copies and hand those copies out to myself and council members. So we've gone over the protocol and how the meeting will run. Now I'll move down throughout the agenda. There are paper agendas outside on the desk, and/or you can follow us on the screen. And now we're at announcements and presentations. So I've done the announcements, and the presentation we have is to present a proclamation to Ms. Teresa Smith. She is the Executive Director of Share House, declaring the month of October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the city of Douglasville. This is something that we are privileged to do every year, and so we're happy to have you, Ms. Smith. I'll read the proclamation, and then you can have words if you would like, and myself and council members will come around and take a photo with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Office of the Mayor, Rochelle Robinson Proclamation. In recognition of October as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, whereas domestic violence is a pervasive issue that affects individuals and families in every community, including the city of Douglasville. And whereas children are often the silent victims of domestic violence, witnessing and experiencing trauma that can have profound and lasting effects on their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. And whereas the theme for this year's Domestic Violence Awareness Month is Mask of Innocence, Children's Voices of Pain and Strength. It highlights the hidden struggles and resiliency of children who endure the impact of domestic violence. And whereas children exposed to domestic violence are at a higher risk of developing anxiety, depression, behavioral issues, and difficulties in school. And many carry the scars of this trauma into adulthood, affecting their ability to form healthy relationships and to achieve their full potential. And whereas it is crucial to raise awareness about the effects of domestic violence on children and to provide them with the support and resources they need to heal and to thrive. And whereas Share House has provided invaluable services to domestic violence victims and their children through local programs including emergency shelter, trauma counseling, legal advocacy, case management, and other supportive services dedicated to ending domestic violence and promoting safe, healthy relationships and families. And whereas during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we honor the strength and courage of survivors and reaffirm our commitment to protecting the most vulnerable members of our community, especially as children, from the devastating impacts of domestic violence. Now, therefore, I, Rochelle Robinson, Mayor of the City of Douglasville, and on behalf of the Douglasville City Council and the citizens of Douglasville, do hereby recognize October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month and give immense gratitude and recognition to Share House for their unwavering commitment to combating domestic violence and supporting survivors in our community. urging all citizens to recognize the significance and the contributions made by ShareHouse in making our city a safer place to live. So proclaimed this 21st day of October 2024. Let's give Ms. Teresa a hand and hear from her.
Thank you.
Ms. Smith, how many years have you been at ShareHouse?
19 and a half now.
19?
Yes.
Wow. Yes, ma'am.
Time flies.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
You'd like to
yes.
address this, and then we'll come around and take a picture with you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Robinson and council, first, ShareHouse would like to thank you for your continued support for what we do within the community. And we certainly is very appreciative of the city putting up the purple ribbons within the community to help promote awareness to this issue of domestic violence. We have really been busy. When we looked at some of our stats for 2023, we discovered that we had delivered over 104,000 services to victims in domestic violence within our community. And that is a lot. That is one of the highest numbers that we have seen over the past couple of years. This year we're focusing on children because children is usually that secondary victim that many people don't think about. And what also contributed to this is that we have our teen center, and our youth found out that we were doing a vigil again this year, and they said, we want to be a part of that. And so in them wanting to be an active part of our program on Thursday, we said we will have our theme to focus on the children, the forgotten voices sometimes that are impacted by the violence that occurs in their home. So we would like to extend an invitation to you and also the community at large to come to our annual candlelight vigil that's being held on Thursday, October the 24th at Heritage Baptist Church at 7:00 p.m., located at 8800 Rose Avenue, Douglasville, Georgia. And so we are excited to be able to bring awareness and education to the community, but we're saddened many times that we have to be here for the cause that we represent and we provide services to. So thank you again for everything.
Thank you so much. Let's give Ms. Smith a hand again, and we'll come around and take a photo.
That's great. All right, big smiles. Okay, thank you.
We hope the citizens won't need the service, but we're appreciative and blessed that we have it in our community. So now we'll move on with the agenda. We're at item number 5, which is approval of the agenda. I will open the floor for a motion for adoption of the regular meeting agenda for tonight, which is October 21st, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Hudson. It's been properly moved in second. Moved by Councilmember Estes and second, Councilmember Hudson, to approve the adoption of the regular meeting agenda, which is item 24-344. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns as it relates to this agenda item? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-354, 24-344 is unanimously approved. We'll move on then to approval of the minutes. I will open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes of October 3rd, 2024 legislative and work session, and the minutes of October 7th, 2024 regular meeting. So that's agenda item 24-354. To have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I had dueling seconds. Who did we get, Ms. Hacker? Are you pushing the buttons?
I don't have a button.
Oh, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved and second. Moved by Mr. Councilman Estes and second by Councilmember Davis, Samuel Davis, to approve item 24-354. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns on either side from the council in regards to this item? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-354 is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. I'll open the floor for a motion, to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. You're quick on the draw. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Watts. It's been properly moved and second, moved by Councilmember Estes, second by Councilmember Watts, to approve the consent agenda. Do we see any corrections, concerns, or comments from council members? I don't see any. Anyone? Everyone looks good. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The consent agenda is approved. Okay. Yes, so we'll move now to Economic Development Committee. I'll ask Councilmember Hudson to please take that committee for me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Economic Development Committee this evening.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in finance.
Thank you, sir. Housing and Community Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Housing and Community Affairs Committee has no business this evening.
If you keep your foot on the gas,
Sure.
Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee.
The Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee also has no business this evening, and the Personnel and Organization Committee has no business either this evening. Thank you,
All right.
Madam Mayor.
You're great. You stopped at the red light. Thank you so much. Planning and Development Committee, I will ask Councilmember Burdanley to take this committee for me, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have 3 items tonight under Planning and Development. The first item reads as follows: consider a request for a special land use permit for a child care learning home for property zoned R2, single-family residential detached district for 0.95 acres on 6525 East Strickland Street in Land Lot 20, District 1, Section 5, partial ending in 50127, application by Chester Incorporated, in care of Michael, I don't want it, Onorimbo, and Dana, Mr. Gray. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dana Gray, 6695 Church Street. We have no additional information this evening.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. The council discussed this on Thursday, and I received information. I think it's a wonderful, this is wonderful and most needed. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve item 24-339.
Thank you so much, Madam Acting Chair. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. This is properly moved and second, moved by Councilmember Dr. Burdanley and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 24-339. Do we have any additional comments, questions, or concerns as it relates to this item with the child care learning home facility? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-339 is unanimously approved.
All right, the second item is consider a request for a variance from section 4.08B of the Unified Development Ordinance to allow the canopy accessory structure to be placed in the front yard setback at 34 feet on lot of 1.04 acres on Highway 5 and Land Lot 190, District 2, Section 5, partial ending in 0049, application by Vikram Marahi, care of Dean Camper. Mr. Gray.
Good evening again. We do not have any additional information for you this evening.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Are there any questions or comments from our council? If not, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item 24-351.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Burdanley. Have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved and second, moved by Councilmember Dr. Burdanley and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 24-351 with the canopy accessory. Do we have any other concerns, questions, comments? I know we discussed this last week at our work session. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-351 is unanimously approved.
Thank you.
Thank
And the
you.
last item.
Congratulations.
Sorry. The last item, Madam Mayor and Council, is to adopt an ordinance to amend Section 8.04 of the Unified Development Ordinance regarding the Metro Water District Water Efficiency Code. Ms. Reed.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Shayla
evening.
Reed, Community Development Director, 6695 Church Street. As you may recall, this is an item that the state is requiring for us to adopt so that we're in compliance with state law. So this is a text amendment to our UDO. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Are there any comments or questions? If not, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item 24-340.
Thank you so much, Dr. Burdanley. You have a
Yes,
motion
ma'am.
to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 24-340 and in regards to the Water Efficiency Code for the Water District. Do we have any concerns, comments, questions from council? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 24-340 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There are no other items tonight under planning.
Thank you so much, Dr.
welcome.
Burdanley. I appreciate you taking that item.
Yes, ma'am,
The
you're
committee for me and our staff members, Mr. Gray and Ms. Reed. Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. I'll ask Councilmember Watts to take that committee, please. Since I skipped you. Thank you, sir. Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business tonight, thank you.
You're welcome. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. Burdanley.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Burdanley.
Yes.
Recreation, Culture, and Tourism, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, sir. We will move on down to Technology Committee, chaired by Councilmember Elaine Hudson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. On our last committee on the list, Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under Transportation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll move on then to other business. Do we have any other business from council outside of, I want to say thank you to the council members who were able to participate in the chili cook-off. I think we had the best tasting chili times two, but that's, I'm partial. I think they don't like to, they think we maybe it's fixed, so. But we appreciate the council members. We were super servants. We had our capes on, serving the community, and we appreciate Councilmember Hudson for the theme and the decorations. We did win Best Decorated Booth. That was nice. We had the best food, too, but anyway. So outside of that, we appreciate everyone participating in that, and we thank our police department as well for everything you're doing in the community. I know you had a festival, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that, I hadn't seen you. And we have cars coming up, cops and cars, and we had some issues in the community, and we appreciate you responding to that as well. I've gotten a lot of phone calls from the high school parents at Douglas County High, so we know that you're on the case. We appreciate that, Chief. Anything other elected body want to bring in elected officials? Okay. Not having anything else under other business, we'll move on to updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Our staff attorney, Ms. Lynn.
No business, Madam Mayor, but please hang around for executive session.
Yes, ma'am. Our chief of police, Dr. Gary Sparks. Thank you. Oh, you did?
Yay.
We didn't know? I didn't get my text message. Thank you. That was fast. That's good work. You're like 48 hours. You always get the person. You always get to it. I know you don't play. That's wonderful. Our city manager, Ms. Hampton, I know. Welcome back, city manager.
No business, Madam Mayor.
What? I can't believe it. Okay. So now we're down to comments from citizens and delegates. If you'd like to speak to myself and council members, please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and we'd love to hear any comments that you may have for us.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Kelvin Harris. I stay
Yes, sir.
6637 Copper Cut, Douglasville, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
30134. I'm here, I thank y'all got an email where I sent some pictures of the sanitation department and the trucks. I have great concerns. I don't know if y'all know truck 6606. That truck like to leaned over on Holly Street. The drivers and the worker was so tetrified, they was trying to move that truck. I advise them not, because I'm a CDL license holder. Anytime you move an unsafe vehicle, the responsibility goes on that operator. They were scared to call their supervisor. First of all, that truck didn't have no triangles in it, no safety equipment. So I'm asking y'all to make sure that these trucks and all city trucks and vehicles have safety equipment, which is a fire extinguisher and the triangles. It took about 30 minutes for a supervisor to come there, but I noticed these trucks got retreaded tires on the back. That's dangerous for that heavy truck to be with them tires on there to pick up all that trash. So the driver said he had complained about it. He had just left the shop, and they sent him out there with that truck like that. That's a serious problem, and I'm asking that y'all investigate the sanitation department with these tires and make sure all the vehicles have these triangles in them, because that's the law for a CDL operator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harris. We did get your email, and we followed up last week. I know, from my understanding, the triangles were there. They just probably, with the anxiety and everything that was happening, they just forgot to put them out. But we'll look into the tires. I don't know if the city manager had more of an extensive report.
Ms. Burdett's gonna give more information to Mr. Harris on the complaint. I did send it to her immediately when I received his email. So there's some training that we have to do with the staff members, but to Mr. Harris's point, we get audited on those items anyway. So any lack in supervision or any lack on our part, we've addressed immediately.
Thank you so much. I know we look at all the great things that we're doing. We just received the National Recreation and Parks Association Award, but we need to look at everything from the largest to the small. So we take every concern seriously. So we appreciate you bringing that to our attention and caring about the safety of the employees and the citizens. So thank you so much for bringing that to our attention, Mr. Harris. We appreciate that.
The supervisor did come. There was 2 supervisors came in the truck, and what they did, they allowed the truck to come back to the nearest shop, but they was behind the truck with the flash pump, because they was trying to take the truck to the shop, and they were scared, and I told them don't move that truck.
Yes, sir.
But the supervisor did come, so I give him credit, he did show up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harris. We have any other comments from citizens and delegates? Thank you. Not seeing any then. I will make a motion for us to adjourn into executive session to discuss property disposition.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss property disposition. May I have a, I did the motion. Did I do the motion?
Yeah, and I
Oh, you did the
seconded.
second. Okay.
So we just need to vote.
That's right. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Pardon me?
We need another elected official to make the motion.
Okay. Amend.
I will make a motion to adjourn into executive session.
And I
Thank you so
second.
much. And Dr. Burt Daly. Thank you. It's been properly moved by Councilmember Estes and second by Councilmember Dr. Burt Daly to adjourn into executive session to discuss a property disposition. All those in favor of adjourning into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. After a brief recess, we are adjourned into executive session to discuss property acquisition. Adjourned.